Hey cats, it's your midsole man EDDBUD here. Gimmicks, air units, Cloudte, multiple plates, even dagger shoes. Do we need all of these things within our running footwear? As such, today I've got my running shoe predictions for 2026. Thanks for joining me on the channel. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like too. Drop us a comment as well to help that YouTube algorithm. Dankeschön. Giving you my running shoe predictions for 2026 today in terms of tech. What are we likely to see as we get towards the next year? My first prediction is that Nike Air is going to be here to stay. I don't see Nike Air going anywhere. I think the swoosh will continue on with this new reimagining of their running shoe lineup. We've seen continued use of Air Zoom units within the Alphafly 3 and also that Vomero Premium that's coming up very soon. And of course we still have Zoom Air units within the Pegasus and other standard models like that. Nike aren't going to move away from this tech. It's just too ingrained into people's minds, you know, regardless of what the performance benefits may or may not be. Let's not forget that for the swoosh, heritage is very important. It's a bit like that Levi's produce jeans that are like the same and they're just like comfortable. A tailored shirt is not always what you're going to want every day. Some people just want something that's comfortable. Most folks want that. Air units seem to deliver that as long as they last. The air units in that Pegasus Premium that we have might be very cushioned, but are they better than full Zoom X like we might have in the Vomero Plus? Are they going to be any lighter? That got me thinking to actually check out what the Vomero Premium's going to weigh. Apparently it's 350 grams for the sample size. Are you kidding me, Nike? 210 quid as well, or Earth credits. Who's going to buy that? You know, and you can get a race shoe from Puma that's like £15 less than that. I mean, the Prime X is a bit more expensive, I suppose, but that's got more stack and it's lighter as well. 350 grams for the sample size is madness. That's just throwing in air for the sake of it, right? They seem hell-bent on sticking with their tried and tested formulas whilst everybody else just leaving them behind, but I think they're gonna stick with it. So Nike Air is here to stay for the time being at least. On now to On running, in fact. A few years back they reached out to me here on the channel and did supply me with a load of shoes to test out. They didn't pay me, or wasn't like a affiliate or anything. I found that some of them were okay, but then some of them also just weren't all that fun to run in. Others just featured very similar designs to other brands with soft foam, you know, a thin upper and more meager outsoles. The Cloudte shoes though always seem to be much of a muchness. They're all just the same, slightly different upper perhaps, but it's the same ethos underfoot. Same ride, not all that enjoyable. It's just a bit like running on a very dense box of eggs. Not my idea of exciting in the slightest. The better shoes were always those foam midsole options with a snappier, smoother feel through the midsole. None of the Cloudte pods anywhere to be seen. I don't see On changing direction though. They seem to be picking up quite a bit of market share, mainly from Nike I think. People like a bit of a gimmick, don't they? It looks interesting. They've caught the eye of the casual lifestyle crew and they're just lapping it up. I always remember people saying that On products just didn't last very long and they seem to fall apart. A few years on, I'm not sure whether that's still the case. The prices too are very high on these On products. You know, the word premium is all I have to say. People seem to like them though, so what do I know? Not all that great for running on anything other than road and a bit too inconsistent I think, especially if you have some stability needs. They will of course continue to push that spray on upper tech that they unveiled a while back, but those are never going to catch on with serious runners due to the lack of tailored lockdown around the top of the foot. Laces will always reign supreme from that aspect. So they're probably not going to send me any more shoes after this, are they? But have you noticed the lack of recent reviews from the typical shoe tubers on products? What do you make of that? So a big increase in market share, and Cloudte at least is here to stay for the time being. My next prediction is that running shoe weight will plateau. If you want to sell a running shoe to typical folks, You just need to make it durable. That's what people want. Something that will last like 400 miles without falling apart, without their toes going through the front. As such, you can only make a shoe's upper, midsole and outsole so light before it starts to be a problem and you get loads of returns. I don't think that the race shoes will get any lighter in 2026. You've already got the Metaspeed Ray and also the Adidas Pro Evo 2. But those uppers are like paper thin already. Some people are going to burn through those in a single race, and I bet they have. And you can't survive as a brand just relying on selling shoes that are like that. Only a unique bunch of folks are really going to want to spend out a huge amount of money on some paper wrapped around like packing foam with a bit of chewing gum on the bottom. It's why people like the Pegasus, it's why people like the Evo SL, and also the Velocity Nitro 4. They're all built to take a pounding and keep coming back for more. I think lighter runners could use the current crop of race shoes and get loads of mileage out of them. Alphafly 3s, for example, or like the Metaspeed Sky series. If you're careful, they're going to go on for ages, but those are about as low weight as you possibly can get without scrimping too much on like upper thickness and minimizing the durability of the shoes too much. You can only remove so much rubber, sculpt out the midsole and remove bits of the plate and make like the laces a little bit lighter and thinner. This type of shoe is always going to be a niche product, just appeal to the runners who are perhaps taking part in races all the time. They take longer to develop and they're probably going to be produced in lower numbers. It's just too much of a gamble really with those when it comes to retail. I think Adidas have found that out with the Pro Evo 1s sitting around in certain stores. So the Metaspeed Sky and Edge and the Fast R3 are probably about as light as we might get for now. That's not taking into account outliers like the Streetfly 2, which is only going to appeal to a certain type of person. So I do not see running shoes getting any lighter as we hit 2026. I think the Metaspeed Ray might be the pinnacle really of what we get for an affordable type of price. And that's not even got an insole in it, right? My next prediction's a bit of an odd one. I think that Midsole Stacks won't get any taller, but shoes are going to get longer. So the Vomero 18 from Nike, that's about 46 millimeters in the heel for my UK 11 or US 12. That's a daily shoe for some people right now in 2025. I just can't run in that thing. It's just too stacked. It's too dense, overstacked stuff. I mean, you could probably get away with like 32 millimeters in the heel. That's why like people love the speed, isn't it? It's like a reasonable sort of thing. It's not too sort of squashy. It's just kind of right in the middle. It's got a good balance. The problem is with those lower stack shoes, they just don't stand out to people now. Everybody wants 40 mil and that's that. Every brand's got a max stack offering. For Brooks, it's like the Ghost or the Glycerin Max, the Triumph or the Hurricane with Saucony releases. Asics have got multiple options that are all around 40 mil. Nike, of course, are on the catch up with the Vomero series. That premium's coming in at 55 millimeters. It's the sample size as well. I can't even begin to imagine how big it's going to be for my size. I think if you're marathon training or something, maybe some of these Super Max cushion shoes might be helpful if you're doing loads of miles. For typical folks, I think they're overkill. So I don't think we're going to get an awful lot of shoes that are sort of overly maxed out now. I think we've hit that sort of ceiling and we'll probably come down a little bit. What I do think though is that shoes will get longer. Look at Puma, they started the trend of longer plates in their Fast R shoes, which I believe do have a positive effect. They lengthen the stride a little bit, and when you couple that with a 40mm stack with some nice responsive foam, it really does amplify that reduction in effort level and a boost in efficiency. I think that's going to be the next trend. People slept on the Fast R2, and only now do they realise just how much they enhance the ride and push off. I see them almost like skis, really, perhaps boosting that rolling effect from the heel through to the forefoot. I mean, is this image of the Alphafly 4 a demonstration that Nike are copying that idea there with their new race shoe, borrowing from other brands rather than forging ahead on their own? I mean, that's happened in the past, but the other way round, right? So that's my final prediction. Running shoes are going to get longer. What do you make of my predictions? Have I gone stark raving mad, or am I speaking the truth? Let me know your running related predictions down in the comments. musical interlude time for you. Something's drawn me back recently to the album from Kurt Vile and Courtney Barnett called Whole Lot of Sea Lice. It's like a collaboration album and it produced some fantastic tracks. Always reminds me of the summer for some reason. I think there was a live performance they did right by a beach, and that's what always reminds me of this album and the tracks on it. I love the track Let It Go. There's some beautiful glistening guitars here, laid back vocals, and just a beautiful atmosphere across the whole album. It's a very, very calming sort of sound, and the two voices of the performers go beautifully well together. They just fit together perfectly like a puzzle. There's some top-notch playing as well on this one. It's nice and loose as well. It just feels like they let it happen very naturally and didn't force the music too much. Go and check this one out. Courtney Barnett and Kurt Vile with Whole Lot of Sea Lice. Thanks for tuning in, people. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment for the algorithm as well. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you